Look at all of these smiling faces. Yes, it's every university prospectus you've ever seen. I think university advertising has reached the point where it's actually really difficult to find out anything about the university you're applying to anymore, because they all do the same thing. You know, they've got the prospectus, they'll slap a vague slogan on the front, they'll have a bunch of pictures of smiling student faces and some statements from the chancellor or the student union president about how, you know, there's a really great sense of community here. There's groundbreaking research being conducted, and overall, coming to our university is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, not just to further your knowledge in your chosen subject, but also to develop your life skills. So today, for the purposes of educating future generations and a bit of taking the piss, I thought I'd take a trip down memory lane and react to the very videos that I watched when I was applying to Cambridge for my undergraduate degree. I did psychological and behavioural sciences at Emmanuel College, hence the psychology theme to my wider channel. I finished my course in 2020, but I still feel like I can make this video because I haven't actually graduated yet, thanks to COVID. But enough about me, let's get cracking. Okay, now I've got my headphones untangled, I'm going to react to this video, which is called Preparing for Interview. And if you're anything like me, this will be a video you watch in the summer before you even apply to Oxbridge, never mind whether you get an interview, just see what it's like. So let's go back and give it a watch now that I'm not shitting myself about the interview.
The Cambridge interview only forms part of our assessment of our candidates. We'll look at the whole of your application, at any tests that we may ask you to sit, and especially at your record in exams. The interview itself is intended to give us a better sense of your motivation and your aptitude.
I swear, like, this guy's fucking scary, bro. This is like him trying his hardest to be like reassuring and personable, but it still comes across as absolutely terrifying.
Motivation and your aptitude for the course for which you've applied. We'll also use it to get a better sense of your ability to think analytically and critically in an academic setting.
See, it's come full circle. Here I am, having done a Cambridge degree, now thinking analytically and critically about these videos. See the life skills that this has given me.
Most Cambridge interviews will take place from early to mid-December, so you should make sure that you're available to attend in case you're invited to an interview. And remember, if you are invited, then confirm your actual attendance with the college that's invited you.
Not gonna lie, right? You're watching this video, like preparing for your Cambridge interview, and they're telling you to confirm your attendance. If you're falling over at this hurdle, I'm afraid it's not looking good for you. I'll be honest. If you've forgotten to confirm your attendance at the interview, I don't know if I can help you.
Make sure your travel arrangements are such that you arrive at least probably half an hour early. When you get here, come into the Porters Lodge, come and see the porters. They know the college and they're all very friendly and helpful.
There'll be a waiting area set up where
I'm going to contest this. That they're all very friendly. Like, obviously at my college, Emmanuel College, like they're all just outstanding human beings. But when you go to Trinity and John's, like, expect to be told to fuck off. Especially if you're an ethnic minority. If you're going to go into any college along King's Parade, St. Cat's, King's, they will assume you're a tourist. So that's kind of the reality, boys. Sorry to break it to you, I really am.
there'll be a waiting area set up where you can wait and have a chat to current students like me.
That's the worst experience, bro. That is the worst experience ever, the waiting room. Oh God. This is making the fatal assumption that people are up for a chat, waiting for an interview. No. In the waiting room at my interview, everyone was sat in circles and, oh God, it was like 15, 20 minutes before like anyone said anything. Like the entire hall was silent. It's not a fun place to be, I'll be honest.
So on the day of my interview, I came in smart trousers, a shirt and a jumper because it was really cold. Didn't want to be shivering going into the interview or anything like that. You definitely don't have to worry about what to wear. Just don't come in anything that makes you stand out in a bad way, but just something you
Oh, look at this. Really. Yes.
Anything that makes
you see this.
You don't have to worry about what to wear.
You see that. You see this outfit. Bro, if I turned up to my interview in that outfit, straight to PhD, honestly. I just feel like if you dress like this, you know, it's perhaps questionable, but to me, this says like genius, just instantly, you know, the unkept hair, the kind of messy look, uncoordinated. I think this has been meticulously put together to give that first impression. I'm too passionate about my subject to care about unimportant things like what clothes I'm wearing. Look at me, right? I've got a Bugs Bunny t-shirt on, mind the microphone. You know, this is the kind of poor fashion that they're looking for. If you come dressed like in this perfectly fitted suit, I just feel like it gives off the wrong impression. So dress exactly like this. I want all of you, I don't care what gender you are, wear this exact outfit. and you'll get in.
Don't come in anything that makes you stand out in a bad way, but just something you feel confident in, really.
The details of the actual interview can vary a little depending on the subject that you've chosen or the college that you're being interviewed at.
I'm going to expect that the interview will differ depending on the subject. Thanks to the tips keep coming, like confirm your attendance at the interview, wear clothes, and now the interview will differ depending on the subject you've chosen. Wow.
Interviews, they'll each last 20 to 40 minutes in length, and you may be interviewed by one person, 2 people, or even 3.
Some of the things
3?
you might be asked about would include your
Please don't.
and wider reading you've done.
We're not interested in a kind of perfect, polished performance. It doesn't matter if you have to repeat.
Look at that. Look at this editing. Bro.
Or if you
The director's on a model here. Like, he's just riffing. He's talking about this passion of his life. He's sat there on grass, it seems. This is serious. And the director just stops him and goes, sorry, can I just film the back of your head quickly? And to the director, I say, thank you for this vision. This, phenomenal content.
It doesn't matter if you have to repeat yourself, if you have to ask us to repeat a question, or if you take time to answer a question. The important
that's
thing
true.
is that we're there to discuss.
I read this tip, like, taking a breather, just to think about the question you've been asked. I think I must have done that a couple of times. I think that's really worth doing. Instead of blurting out an answer randomly, which usually doesn't end well. Unless you're this guy. Where is he? Where's he gone? Unless you're this guy. Like, this guy instantly gets all the answers, gets an offer. Just, they ask him to take their seat as the interviewer. For mere mortals like us, taking up time to answer the question. Good idea.
Above all else, remember that we're not looking for perfection. We're just looking to gauge whether you're right for the course for which you've applied.
That smile, bro. I just feel bad because this guy clearly thinks he's displaying empathy, but he's just absolutely terrifying. Like, that smile. This guy's literally he's born to do this role as admissions director. What does he say?
Above all else, remember that we're not looking for perfection. We're just looking to gauge whether you're right for the course for which you've applied.
We're not looking for perfection. We're looking for every imperfection, no matter how small, no matter how insignificant it may seem. Any imperfection at all, we will find that imperfection and we will destroy you. Okay, on to the next one. Next up is the hotly anticipated sequel to preparing for interviews. It's interviews themselves. Let's watch it.
You may have heard a few myths about Cambridge interviews. You didn't really think the stories were true, did you?
Well, I mean, if we go back to this, all right, myths. Tell me about a banana catch the rugby ball. When I was at Manor College and talked to alumni from 1960s, 70s, interviews were pretty much a joke. They pretty much just let people in at random. I've heard stories about the interviewer falling asleep in the interview room and then waking up after 20 minutes and getting an offer. You're not going to get this today, but it's not entirely fictional.
Or anything. They're trying to work out why you would be a good candidate.
They want to see your full potential. That's all they want to do. They don't want to stress you out.
Yeah, I felt like giving them...
I don't know if that's very reassuring to say they want to see your full potential and you've got 5 minutes to show that. I don't think you need to show your full potential. I just think you need to show you're kind of flexible mentally.
So if a student enjoys the interview, I think it's a really good sign that they're going to enjoy the very personal style of teaching that they will have when they come here.
That's true, actually. I think supervisions in Cambridge where you've just a really small tutorial session with maybe 1 or 2 other students, the academics just firing questions at you and you've got to think on your feet.
We take account of lots of things. Your grades, your module scores, your personal statement, your school reference, and for some courses at some colleges, you may be asked to sit a short test.
Don't apply to those colleges. That's why I applied to Emmanuel College, because they didn't have admissions tests or make you submit an essay. Top tip, look up the college's admissions requirements.
Some more tips?
Key things in terms of preparation. Revision.
Look back carefully over the work you've done for your A-levels already that you might have forgotten about.
Be willing to think, be willing to put out.
Imagine coming to interview and just be like, you know what, I'm not willing to think. I don't need to prove anything to you.
It sounds so cliched, but just be yourself.
They're looking for you. You're going to be yourself for the 3 or 4 years you're here.
Be yourself.
Be yourself. Interviews are great, aren't they? Right, next one, Cambridge in numbers. Oh, this is serious.
So, you're thinking of applying to Cambridge.
Bro, this editing is taking another step up. Let's go.
Here's a short journey through Cambridge and numbers.
The university spends loads of time looking at each individual. On average, 5 academics are involved in the decision on every application.
I don't know why I'm smiling at that. I thought it was way less than 5. I feel quite self-conscious actually. 5 academics are involved in dismantling your application.
80% of students receive an interview, and around 1 in 5 applicants are made an offer.
1 in 5. Let's look at the prospectus, right? If you're doing Anglo-Saxon, Norse and Celtic, which, why wouldn't you? This is the one you want if you want to get into Cambridge. Look at that. 2 applications per place. A 50-50 chance of getting in. Asian and Middle Eastern Studies. Let's see, 2 applications per place once again. That's fantastic. I think it averages out to 5, but for the mainstream courses, like computing is awful. 12 applications a place. Good luck if you want to apply to computing at Cambridge. That is a madness.
Cambridge has been educating students for more than 800 years.
Look at this kind of dancing here.
The University of Cambridge has been educating students for more than 800 years.
Well, it's been educating men for about 700 of those years.
It's easy to see why 94% of Cambridge students are satisfied with their
94.
time at uni. 99% complete their degree.
That's the only 1% I'm getting into. Is this one right here. It's like 1% who failed to complete a degree.
And don't forget the 88 Cambridge affiliates to have won the Nobel Prize.
Where's my Nobel Prize?
So there's always plenty going on in the 24 academic weeks of the year,
leaving you with 28 weeks to work, rest or play.
Out of the options there of work, rest and play, the 28 weeks off, I think rest is the only one that I was doing because in terms of 8 weeks, if you get home from those and just carry on working, you're built different, simple as that. Need to rest.
When you add it all up, the numbers speak for themselves.
Did they? Mad. That's like a mic drop there. Cut extra, that is. Jeez. Not gonna lie though, right? I don't know what to make of these numbers because none of them are compared to any other university. For example, 60 sports are available. Is that good? Is that more than other universities? Is it less? How does this help you make an actual decision? They don't even say it here, but Cambridge terms are shorter than most of the universities. And that's from memory, the only number I know relative to other universities, because all of these other ones, I have no idea. Is 94% a good satisfaction rate? I don't know, but these are some numbers. They're not really situated in any context, but there we go. Right, next. What's next? Let's meet some Cambridge students. I'm expecting relatable content here. Meet some down-to-earth Cambridge students. It's really 2007 vibes here.
James. My name's Ife. I'm Jamal. I'm George. And my name is Daniel.
Hi, I'm Warren. I'm from Newry in Northern Ireland.
My name's Maddie and I come from Liverpool.
I'm Richard and I come from Oxford.
I'm from Northwest London.
And I'm from Chelmsford in Essex.
I'm Leith and I come from Manchester.
Yes, Manchester, let's go.
True. Brogan from Nottingham.
I'm Ross from Bournemouth.
I live in London.
And I come from Essex.
My name's Betty. I'm from Harrogate, which is in North Yorkshire.
I'm from Ipswich, so I'm just an hour up the road.
My name's Evie and I'm from Greenwich in South East London.
My name's Christian.
Everyone from Cambridge is from London.
I'm Emma.
That's the reality.
My name's Holly and I'm from Cheltenham. My name's Kate and I'm from Blackpool.
I'm Gwyneth
Blackpool.
from Birmingham.
And I'm John.
I got waxed in Corona. Not gonna lie, that t-shirt has aged badly. I got waxed. Just the Corona on the t-shirt, and then to be fair, the England shirt kind of a right-wing symbol now, isn't it? So yeah, these are both aged pretty badly. I'll be honest. Nice. Wait, that's it?
Hi, I'm Warren. I'm from Newry in Northern Ireland.
This video is just a bunch of people's names. This video is just a bunch of people's names and where they're from. I thought that was like the introduction, and then it was going to go into a deeper interview with all of them to discuss their roots, and I ended up in Cambridge. The video is literally just people saying where they're from and their names. I'm not sure what is the point of that video? Yeah, they wanted to show the diversity, right, of people going to Cambridge, and they showed no international students. Great. And none from Wales or Scotland. Bruh. Yeah, this EDL produced video right here. They just thought having people from the north was diverse enough. I'm just overall a bit confused by that video. It feels like the video was just getting started and then it ended. Strange content from Cambridge YouTube channel. First 48 hours in Cambridge. Chaos is what I'm expecting. Pure chaos. Got those bikes. Cambridge, a home of bike theft in the UK.
The student union provided a step-by-step guide.
Did they?
Essentially.
I didn't get that.
And nothing proved too difficult.
On the first day we met college parents. Those are second years who, like, one of them's in your subject and one of them's different subject, and like they're meant to look after you and just sort of
College parents college parents are a very good system. I like it.
Huge opportunity to sort of get to know everybody.
Huge opportunity to meet people in Freshers Week that you'll never see again.
I quite like about Cambridge is that they give you things to do in the daytime. They organise things for us to do, like in the afternoons and in the mornings, so we can like go to events with people, and gives you a reason to get out your room and talk to people.
Go and work.
And then later on in the evening we had a speed mixer, which was kind of a really quick, informal way to get to know everyone really briefly, like names.
See, just like that video we just watched, speed mixing, that's what it was. Little did I know the significance of that video. An accurate representation of being people in Cambridge.
So even though we're all at Cambridge, we're all on the same level, and nobody is this superhuman genius.
And why can't there be any superhuman geniuses? Like, why is that not allowed? Eh? I'm pretty sure I met some superhuman geniuses in Cambridge. You know who you are. Be Cambridge. Fantastic. Well, there we go. All right, we've watched quite a few videos now. This is going to be the last one. This one's called My Cambridge. God, this is very serious. I feel like I'm watching a charity advert. Look at that. She's really into those books. She's really into those books. Look at this. Look at this delicate touching. Get you someone who touches you like that.
I knew that I really wanted to come to Cambridge because I thought it would be the best place to study medicine, and the opportunity to be taught by people who are leaders in their field is just something that you wouldn't get elsewhere.
What about other universities literally anywhere? I'm going to contest that point, Harriet, I'm sorry.
But I was worried that everyone would be very studious, very geeky, that I wouldn't have time.
I'm sorry, right, this strays into propaganda right here. No one cycling in Cambridge is this happy. The reality of cycling in Cambridge is a far cry from this. She's in absolute dreamland here. Cycling in Cambridge is really something else. There's so many tourists all the time, especially on the weekends, and in the centre of Cambridge as well. She's cycling on King's Parade here. There's cars everywhere, there's pedestrians like walking out in front of you. It's a stressful time cycling in Cambridge. It's the book fondler. Let's see what she's doing.
Like, I could have gone to a university close to me and stayed at home, so that was a major consideration for me when I was applying.
That's peak with COVID, staying at home anyway.
There's a bursary system here for people like me, so it's great because it means that I can join in.
Yeah, that's true. Cambridge bursary system slaps.
And make the most of my time at university.
Truly slaps.
What's also been great is the fact that they have every single book you'd ever need in the libraries.
The editing on these videos, outrageous. And this is the edit. Look at that. That was taking ages.
It was a fear of failure, essentially, that if I asked for help, it would mean that I must have failed.
This is so emotional. Also, where was my blackboard when I went to Cambridge? I would have loved to write on a blackboard in a random lecture theatre. What is the backstory here? Like, is he broken in to the lecture theatre to revise and then just give an imaginary lecture? Like, this guy's on one, to be honest.
I found that being part of a college means that you can have a go at whatever sport you want at a sort of lower level than university, so you don't have to...
Oh, of course, she's promoting rowing. That's exactly what someone who looks like this when they're cycling would be doing with their mornings. They'd be getting up at 5 a.m. to go rowing.
It's so outward looking, and I think part of that is because we learn by discussion. And
this is some Queen's Gambit shit right here. She's got the chessboard on the table, and she's thinking about windmills. No context needed.
Don't be scared about the stereotype. Being in college means that it's so easy to get to know people on all different courses. People come from all different backgrounds. Everyone is so
I swear she was doing medicine. Wait a minute. I swear she was doing medicine before. Wait. There it is. Medicine. It is the same person, isn't it?
People come from all different get to know people on all different courses. People come from all different backgrounds.
She's doing natural sciences now. I think that's probably accurate. You know, medicine's really hard at Cambridge, so this is quite accurate. You found it too hard. You're a couple of years in. You change tripos. That's what you do.
Done here.
Now what's she doing?
I mean, nobody.
She's walking on the grass. Get her off the grass. Get her off the grass right now. If this is real, this woman cycling would have had about 3 pedestrians step out in front of her, and look at that grass, and she's just walked on it. Is she a fellow now? If this is accurate, there'd be snipers on the roof right up here, and there'd be porters waiting to take her out, because you can't just walk on the grass. What's she doing? She's thinking about all sorts right here. But this This is where her heart truly lies. Based on the way she touched those books before, this is what she really wants to think about right here. And that emotional finale has brought an end to today's video. If you liked it, drop a thumbs up. If you want to see what someone who's been through the system come out on the other side is like, subscribe. I upload videos every week, utilising skills I've learned in my degree in psychological and behavioural sciences to talk about random things to do with psychology. If you want me to do more reaction videos in the future, let me know. And I will see you next week with another video.